meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. When this opportunity came, I was very excited, and I couldn't wait to look at your artwork.
All my paintings are stories, and I want them to be compositions. I'm trying to push the boundaries with my art in a way that really sings to people's hearts. That's not your traditional way of looking at a painting.
You know, you listen to Debussy's music, it kind of looks how Monet's paintings look. I looked at your work and was just very excited. This is going to be something that just, I think, goes seamlessly.
Initial reaction is just, it's so powerful, so bold. But it's like, boom, that's kind of how I felt. It was like, bam, you know? It was very, very intense. Trying to feel the different instruments, you know, the highs and lows. Harmony means to me many different shapes and colors. And that's what, this will be not confusing, it's not going to be distracting, it's going to connect somehow. And I don't know what color, what shape, what tool is going to do that yet, but you know, it's going to happen.
So often we're playing music that was written 100, 200 years ago, so I can't really communicate with the creator, with the source, with the composer. So anytime we get to premiere music, to present something to an audience or to an orchestra for the first time, I think that's the greatest feeling in the world for me and for any creative artist. You know, to actually make something that nobody else is doing with the hope that will take a life on its own, and to sharing this with the community, because the world has always needed and will always need creative art and music that is inspiring people to be better, that is inspiring people to share with each other, that is inspiring people to love one another. So on behalf of the Boulder Symphony, I would like to thank Mark Beamer for making this commission possible, member of the orchestra and the viola section. Yeah. I'd also like to thank Will Day for being part of the creative process, for being one of the composers in this project. And also on behalf of the symphony and Jonathan Bingham, I'd like to present Mark with this signature edition signed score of Quaternity by Jonathan Bingham.
That's awesome. That is really cool. I really love the piece too, and so it's quite an honor to have this.
What did you enjoy more, playing in the orchestra for the piece or listening as an audience member?
I enjoyed both, because by playing with it, I kind of got more involved in it. But then when listening to it, I was able to just relax and enjoy it all. I mean, it's so it was a cool experience.
For me, it was really very powerful, and all the build-up was just kind of learning and tuning in to this amazing composition. I was sitting in the audience, and I didn't know what to expect, and so it was actually pretty unique to get the first-hand experience of how to really embrace this amazing composition, but embrace this new idea. Yeah. And I was obviously trying to translate the music and the rhythm and the beats and the sounds into kind of what my paint strokes were going to be, and that was really important, because obviously I wanted the painting to somewhat give you that high energy and that emotion and intensity of what I first felt. Yeah.
So Mark has experienced the first half of the commission, the musical composition, and now for the first time, Mark is going to experience the second half of the commission, which is the actual painting. So Mark, are you ready for this?
I am. I'm really ready for this. I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it.
So here's the composition. This is it.
Oh, that's awesome. It is so unique. I like the colors of it. I mean, it's just really comes out right here, and then on that corner too.
This is my interpretation. There's different numbers, different scores, there's different rhythms from left to right. As I was sitting in the audience, I really wanted the bold strokeness with the softness of the colors, to really sing to you. And the last 4 minutes of the composition is what really drove me with that number right there. And as I was listening through it several times, I love black is this really powerful statement, and some of that, some of the different instruments in the orchestra hit me, and I wanted that to make sure that there is a three-dimensionality to this painting that really, I think, grabs your attention and just says, I'm here. But then it slowly diverts you to a different way to look into the canvas. And that's where the softness of the blues and the pinks that are very masculine and feminine, that really hopefully sings to your heart. There were so many different instruments that I couldn't really tune in because they blended so nicely as you were directing and composing. So I just, from a big picture point of view, I wanted that all to sing. And then what I loved is that if you really do close-up of this painting, there are many paintings within this. Just like when I was looking at the orchestra, there are many different compositions and different tunes and sounds that go into that major piece.
And it was cool for me to experience, just as a musician and not a painter at all, to experience like all the different levels, you know, all the different stages that it had to go through. Like it was a different painting multiple times.
Correct.
You know, so that's exactly what a composition would be like in the mind of a composer. The only difference is we were able to see it and actually as musical creators be inspired by what you were making as we were rehearsing.
When I was sitting there listening to the score, I was like, this is remarkable. Look at how many people involved to make this sound beautiful. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with all the different styles and colors to kind of come together as one piece to really sing to you.
And I think this is really the unique thing about the Boulder Symphony. We're bringing together you know, somebody who's a community member, a musician, with an artist, with a composer from New York City, to create this incredible project that I don't think's been done before.
No, I think, you know, it hasn't been done from us, and I think that's what's unique, is that we're all sharing our gifts with the world, and I think all of us have a role to play, and that is really kind of unleashing our own creativity and working together to compose something that has, you know, that's timeless.
Let it for me, Mike, a little bit.
There is a grid that's of notes that are in this painting, and when we were collaborating, I just wanted to see kind of the highs and lows, the movement, and I think that's what's really fun for me, to start fresh and create a composition from the unknown.
Where does this rank among like the coolest things you've ever purchased?
Well, it's really cool in more of the respects of, it's not like you go in an art shop and you just see something and say, oh, I want to buy that. You know, it's something that is more unique than that. You know what I mean? Even if it's a one-time painting that you see in an art shop, you know, this is something that, and it's not even something that I commission as far as I told you, hey, I want a number 4 here, or I want a, you know. So that's also what's kind of unique, is I gave you full freedom, and what I got was a full freedom.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's what I liked about it.